Troy, just your thoughts on the game today.
Lots of things I liked. I think when you put it in perspective to where we've been the last few games, we had some tough conversations as a group, and I thought a lot of people and our group in general, did a lot of great things today. I think obviously Kirky for her first, full game in this league showed that she belongs and that she can be a key goaltender in this league. So I think that, obviously our penalty kill has struggled, and our penalty kill responded the amount of block shots that people were willing to get in front of some pretty dangerous players. So if you put it in perspective for where we're at as a hockey team right now, we'll take that point, and we're definitely something to build on for sure.
I know you've talked about the fact that you want to see more bodies in front of the net and more pucks directed at the net. Do you feel like you guys accomplished that today? I know you scored the 2 goals right in front of the net.
Yeah, I think we were better. There's always room for improvement, and I'm sure if you talk to all 6 coaches in the PWHL, they'd all like a lot more of their players to go to the net front. So I don't think it's something that would make us unique. I think we're just better when we are getting bodies to the front of the net and directing some pucks there. So a step in the right direction for sure in today's game, and just unfortunately we didn't get the win.
Josh, how much different are those conversations this time? Like last year, there's similarities between last year's start and this year's start. Obviously different seasons, different teams. But what is the difference between the conversations you're having now and those ones that maybe you had around this time last year?
Yeah, definitely differences. I mean, when you have different people, right? Like it's different issues. So this year it was a lot on what type of identity we want to play with and that we want to be to each other on and off the ice. So it was a lot about the type of team we want to strive towards. So that's been the focus this year. And last year, I mean, similar. I don't actually quite. I have a bad memory, so focusing on this year. So that's what we've been doing in the last 2 weeks, and we've done a lot of good work, and we've had some really great practices. And like what Troy said, there's a lot to build off this game, and this group can be better, but we've definitely made some strides in the right direction.
And Raygan, how was that first start for you?
That was amazing. I had a lot of fun, and it's really great. Just as a goalie, you just want to get in there and just get the feel of it, get to play, and prove to yourself that you can play in this league, and also just the staff and the fans, and I think the support from the girls, even before the game, like the messages I got when the lineup got sent out, even from Joss too, like were huge for me, and they really stepped up in front of me. I think the PK was phenomenal tonight, and there'll be a lot of bruises I think tomorrow morning, but I'm very appreciative of it for sure.
Was there any jitters before this game? I know you got to go in New Jersey, but was there still those jitters going in front of the home crowd for the first time?
A little bit, yeah. It's a lot of fans out there, but I think I was excited was probably the biggest aspect, and you just want to get going and want to get the feel of the puck and get the first rim and first save. So once it started going in the first period, I kind of settled in. So.
I know you didn't get the result you wanted, but overall, how did you feel about the game?
Yeah, you always want to get the win. I was really wanting it, especially in the overtime there. But I think we're very happy with to get the point, and there's, like they said before, a lot to build from this game and going forward after our first, a few days off here. So.
I think she actually showed some really good signs too for someone that would be nervous going into her game, like being willing to get out of her net to stop pucks and make some plays. Even just showing an aggressive assertiveness where it's so easy to stay in your crease, it's so easy to stay back in your net. When you're playing the first game, because it's probably a little bit faster than maybe what the college game's like, bigger players. So I like that, someone in their first game can show the confidence to play. Especially it's a difficult, like I said this at the start of the game, like I think it's a really difficult spot to put a goalie in for their first game. Usually you try to get, partway through the year and you get your goalie in for their first game when our team's playing really, really well in front of her. And we haven't been necessarily the best right now. So honestly, hats off to her for just stepping in with some confidence and giving us the confidence to be able to make it a close one.
Troy, beyond the block shots, what was the key to the power plays turnaround today?
PKs?
Or PKs.
Some of it with this new rule, some of it there's some luck associated too, because we had the right people on the ice, the people that are comfortable with penalty kills. That's a key part. But it's also the people that maybe aren't regular penalty killers. They just did their job they needed to do for 10 or 15 seconds so we could get the right penalty kill people on the ice, and that's a big part of it. And if you can get people that can commit, they don't need to become penalty killers. They need to be able to. It's like a first responder mentality, right? You just got to get the job done until someone else can take over. And I think that's a key part that people were able to do that tonight. And then we were able to get our penalty kill players out in the ice, and they showed how dangerous they can be. We got some chances off the kill, but obviously you can take away a team's confidence with the type of defense that they played with.
Can you kind of talk about the confidence that this PK is going to have moving forward, having killed off that 5-minute penalty? Obviously, you never want to be in that situation, but the fact that you guys were able to kill that off and kill off all 4 penalties you took tonight, do you think that'll bring, this could be an answer for anyone, you guys confidence moving forward in your ability on the PK?
I think some team stuff. I think our penalty killers, the ones that generally, if you're in full control of the situation, we have some of the most confident penalty killers in the world. If Larocque, we're putting her with fast, and you got Malta and Turnbull, like these players have killed penalties in the most pressure situations you can in the game. So we're confident in that area. It's just trying to bring our team mentality, and it's those, if a players that, we got 3 forwards out on one of the power plays against us, so you got 3 forwards out. It's just having a couple little plans and little ideas, and a lot of times it just stems from winning a face-off. So, the start this year, we've struggled in the face-off circle, and then we've struggled with our penalty kill, but they're connected, right? If you're not winning draws, but you got 3 forwards on the ice and you don't win a draw, now you got a forward playing D on the penalty kill against Poulin. It's not good math, right? So it's like we gotta, and that's the thing, there just needs to be a little extra commitment. You don't get to kill 2 minutes. You just maybe got to kill 10 seconds. You make one play, and now we're good. We get the people we want to get out in those situations. Those things don't happen overnight. They get learned. People understand what works. It's just a constant conversation, but I think today was a great step in the right direction.
Back to this 5-minute major, what'd you think about
I knew you were going to bring that up.
What did you think about the hit that caused McKinnon to be ejected from the game?
We were talking about this just as we walked over, right? Because I think it's one of those plays. I actually haven't seen it on video other than on the screen, and I think it's one of those plays that, I just honestly trust the officials in that situation. I think there's so many different angles that we try to take as a coach or a fan. It's like a big player against a smaller player. That's one of the factors. But I still think the onus is on a player, whether they're big or small, to not make contact with the head. That's what we're trying to take out of the game. But the one thing I will say is I could tell by the play, the position of her stick, the feet didn't leave the ice, that there was no intent to make contact with the head. But that doesn't mean, the contact with the head wasn't made. I didn't really see, so I'm not sure. So I don't think there's any intent at all with that play. It's just a hard hockey play that ends up in a bad situation. So it's so easy. I think anybody can, on my side, you obviously don't want the call, so you don't like the call. But I think, the officials that have been in that situation so many times in their life, and now they get a chance to review it on video, they get advice from people in the central room, you just got to trust that they're making the right call because they're used to making those calls.
Yeah, in the previous game against the Frost, you'd spoken about difficulties in the first period, kind of being able to keep up with that pace and get some early goals. And today we got two in the first period. I'd love to hear some talking about that, how there's kind of that improvement in that early part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, this was the first game that we were ahead, which was huge, and that was a focus, not more on the process of how to get up, so doing the right thing. So that was just a product of having a good start, hard forecheck, winning those 50-50 battles and supporting those 50-50 battles. So it was definitely nice being ahead early on. So
Probably felt good for you.
Yeah.
Josh, at the risk of testing your memory again, the Boston game last year felt very similar to this one. I mean, that's the one before the Montreal game. You didn't win, but you played well, and you come out of a bad area. Does this feel at all?
that was at home, right?
Yeah, that was.
Okay, I do remember. Look at
Gable
that.
scored
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so I think I mean, every game is important and every point is important, but I was proud of the way that we played. So again, you can always get better. There's things that we'll learn, but I think the coaches have done a good job of putting us in the right direction. And we did a lot of talking in the last 2 weeks, and it was great to be able to show what we've been trying to focus on. So I think there's a lot of good, and I'm excited, for our next game.
Jocelyne, obviously at the end of the game you had Erica Howe come out onto the ice and this whole day with the cancer awareness. Can you just talk about what this meant to you and the group to be able to have that kind of ceremony today and to spread that awareness?
Yeah, I mean, it was great seeing her, and Erica's someone that, she's a tremendous teammate, a tremendous person, and the strength that she's showing, it's inspiring, and we're all behind her. We care so much about her, and it was great to see her and to have her speak. It brought chills. It was hard to even focus on the game after. Like that's all I was thinking about. So we love her, and we're just so proud of her fight and she's just incredibly inspiring.